Hi, this is Larry London, and welcome to Border Crossings. Today we are joined by singer-songwriter Madison Cunningham, who has a brand new EP coming out on November 6th, and it's called Wednesday. And Madison, we welcome you to the Voice of America.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you on the show. Now I'm going to ask, November 6th is a Friday, so why is the EP called Wednesday?
That's actually a really good point. It would have been a lot more clever of us to release on Wednesday. About a year ago, I started doing this social media challenge, really to cover a song every Wednesday. So that was the day that I chose to release a new interpretation of a song or artist that I really loved.
And this is your third EP, I think?
Yeah, it is. It is my third EP.
And so how is this different, or is it not different than the other albums and EPs you put out so far?
It's completely different in the sense that the other EPs are my own songs, and this one is obviously other people's songs, and it's just acoustic. Like there's no accompaniment except for one song. I do a duet with my friend Mike Viola, but it's supposed to be as simple and broken down as it can be.
And you covered Radiohead, I think, and there's a John Mayer song, there's a connection to John Mayer.
Say that. Yeah. So a Radiohead song, a John Mayer song, "In My Life" by the Beatles, and then the last one is a Tom Waits song. And I just, all four of those songs were particularly special to me and got the most response from fans and people and viewers. So I chose those also because they felt like they fit in light of the pandemic and this whole crazy year. Their message kind of stood strong under our new normal.
New norm, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I it was hard because I'd probably released like 32 covers on YouTube and on Instagram, and so it was really hard to narrow it down and choose the right ones, but those four really felt like they had the message that got me through this year.
Madison Cunningham is with us here on Border Crossings today, and she's going to perform some music. So would you do something for us?
Sure.
Would love to hear some music. Is this off the new EP, or is this one of the older songs, or what are you going to do?
This is an original, actually, called "Looking Alive," a song about moving to Los Angeles, because I grew up in Orange County, which is not very far away, but it's two very, very different cities. So this is my journal entry, I guess.
Well, I left for the city with the strength and the will to compete. But how quickly you forget that just anyone can fill your seat. Well, doesn't it feel good to laugh at yourself, turn your back on the business and leave it to sell its own worry? Its own worry. Da 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 da. I've been looking alive. I've been looking alive.
Wow. Sounding great. Madison Cunningham, I love it. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Yes, you sound really, really, really sweet. And I mean, it's not often you get to see a female singer, songwriter, guitar player. You know, the 80s were full of Sheryl Crow and Bonnie Raitt and Jewel and people like that, but we don't see that anymore. It's all pop, you know, dance music, stuff like that. So it's great to hear very pure vocals, and you have a beautiful voice. So has it always been music for you? Have you always been a singer?
Yeah, I grew up in a musical family, and I started singing when I was young, probably about 7. And at that same age, I started playing guitar. And I kind of got to a point at the end of high school where I wondered if I should pursue something else, because a lot of people gave me the advice of, yeah, well, you don't really get to make a living off of that. You know, only certain people get to do that. And but for me, I had no plan B. I didn't go to college. For me, I just was like, this is the only thing that holds my interest. And I just decided to go after it and make that the number one thing. And if I failed, I'd figure it out after that. So,
well, you're not going to fail. I'll tell you that. You know, considering all of the, you know, accolades you've gotten, you were nominated for Americana Album of the Year last year with the album Who Are You Now? And of course, the new EP is coming out. You've got quite a storied career, and you're only 24 years old. You know, you're very, very young. And I read where you were starting to write at 15. That's when you decided to get into songwriting?
I think, well, I'd been writing songs since I was 10, actually. Once I learned to play guitar, I think guitar, vocal, and song and writing songs were synonymous. So I would never show anyone those songs. And I would probably say that I really started to get into a certain type of songwriting by age 15, which was more like, more about characters and like storytelling. And so I think that around that age, 15 or 16, was when I heard Joni Mitchell for the first time, you know, and Bob Dylan and Paul Simon. And the Beatles, of course. So I think storytelling was presented to me in a whole new way that cracked me open and blew my mind, you know, because I had no idea that you could talk about whatever you wanted. You know, I think I had in my head, like, at a young age, it's about breakups and love songs and hard things, but I didn't know how to like put that into imagery. So I think learning from Professor Joni and Professor, you know, Bob Dylan and all those people, I think really taught me how to search deeper within myself and within my surroundings and figure out how to write about it.
And your dad is a minister.
Yes.
And so you got your roots in music in the church,
Yeah.
And so how did you go to Americana music? You might have, I mean, it might have been gospel or religious music, spiritual music might have been the natural path, but you kind of, you know, as a teenager, ended up in Americana music, which is a very unique format or genre of music.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it wasn't even the genre that led me, you know, that I found. It was people who believed in me and kept giving me chances after chances, and that's what led me to Los Angeles and to kind of cut my teeth there. Like I mean, I graduated high school, and I remember there was a couple years of feeling like I should have gone to college. What am I doing? Like I have, you know, no day job. I was working as a choir director for my dad because he runs a school for musicians. So that was my job. And I just felt like I'm never going to be able to do this. And then little doors kept opening up without me really prompting them. Like they just kind of happened, or I don't know how, but it was people who were over time investing in me and giving me confidence to keep moving forward, I think is the only thing I can like give credit to.
You're going to do another song for us?
Yeah, I'm actually going to play one of the covers that will be on the EP. This is the first song on the on
Nice, 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 nice. Madison Cunningham, off of her new EP that's coming out soon called Wednesday. Now, why did you, or how did you pick the songs that you picked for the EP? With all the songs that are out there in the universe.
All of these songs just spoke to me, whether it was musically or lyrically, and have all meant a great deal to me personally. I always loved the idea of like how in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, artists used to cover artists and put out their songs or their rendition of their songs. And I just thought that was such a sweet, like, communal way to honor someone, was by, you know, by trying to do their song justice, or to just giving it more of a spotlight. And in these cases, these songs don't need more of a spotlight because there's not a spotlight I could give them, but they've just meant such a great deal to me as a songwriter, and have played a role in teaching me songs and inspiring me to write songs. That was another reason that I did the series, was to stay inspired as a writer, because when you get into the mind of someone else by learning their chords and the way that they think and operate in their lyrics, it kind of opens up a new pathway for you as a songwriter. So yeah, I feel like all of these songs have taught me a great deal about myself and about myself as a writer and a guitar player and performer. So that's kind of why I chose these specific songs.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because, you know, you sound like an old soul. You're only 24, but you're going back to the style of music that, you know, I mean, or the concept from the 50s and 60s. And, you know, they don't cover songs as much anymore. It's all remixes now, and they don't have cover.
Yeah, true.
But you quote or cite Joni Mitchell and Bob Dylan as your influences, who are great songwriters, but from 1970s.
Yeah.
So would you say you're an old soul? What is it, you know, about the old stuff that draws you to the older music?
Definitely an old soul, in every sense of the word, I would say. I think they, in my personal opinion, songwriting has definitely evolved since then, sonically and structurally, honestly. But I feel like they are the mother and father of songwriting. And so you have to go back to the stream head, you know, and appreciate that. And it's not just, it's inspired me directly, you know. It hasn't just been like, oh, I like them because I can see that they've influenced this artist that's in my generation. It's like, I'm always trying to get back to the heart of what they've brought to the table as a songwriter, not sonically necessarily, even though what they did was incredible. And I think that was a really special time for recording in general. I think what they bring to the table as artists and songwriters was unparalleled and special, and has taught all of the songwriters in existence today and artists how to put, you know, heart and soul into the cocktail of what it means to hopefully write a good song, you know.
Now, where would be the most unusual place you ever got inspiration for a song that you wrote?
Oh, let me think. That's a really good question. Oh, I know. One of my hobbies is airplane watching.
Really?
So, yeah. So like I have this app that is my real social media. Like I go onto this app, and basically it's called Flight Radar 24, and you can see all the planes like above you in your area, or honestly anywhere in the country, and you could click on them and see like where they came from and the destination. It's amazing. Or like the altitude, or if they're about to land or whatever. But in my hometown in Costa Mesa, there was an airport called John Wayne Airport. And so I would go and sit there and write songs, or write in my journal, or sleep. I'd go there and take naps because it was really like a calming place for me to see. I think a plane is just really graceful and beautiful, and it kind of defies gravity. So it's kind of a marvel to me. So I wrote a song called John Wayne, not about the cowboy, but about the airport. And the line in it is, I took my troubles down to John Wayne and I watched them fly away. So that was kind
nice.
Nice.
Poetic.
Oh, thank you. Most people are baffled by that song because they're like, you are seriously making John Wayne the character that you're bringing all your troubles to? I'm like, no, it's not that. It's not John Wayne. It's his airport.
Would you do another song for us?
Okay, this one's called Pin It Down. This is another original.
When I stand back, I see a little clearer now. When I'm not staring right at a pixelated picture. When I shout it out, it still hurts the same somehow. And I'm standing right where I thought I would never be. I can't pin it, I can't pin it down, I can't pin it. But I think we've been here once before. I think we've been here once before. When you looked at me, were our defenses drawn? Was I cutting through the floor I was standing on? This cold-blooded pride in me won't go down quietly, and I'm standing right where I thought I would never be. I can't pin it, I can't pin it down, I can't pin it, but I think we've been here once before. Yeah, I'll admit it, I'll admit it now, I'll admit it. But I think we've been here once before. I think we've been here once before. When I look into your eyes, there's nowhere to hide, no edge to hold. Are we so willing to compromise every ounce of freedom for some control? Well, time and time again, the colors start to blend, and our fury can't remember its own reason. Oh, maybe it's time that I take a good look around at what we haven't learned to live with and what we can live without. The pain that we hold so dear looks so small and faint from here when we're standing right where we swore we would never be. I can't pin it, I can't pin it down, I can't pin it. Well, I think we've been here once before. Yeah, I admit it, I admit it now, I'll admit it. But I think we've been here once before. 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 I think we've been here once before.
Yeah, Madison Cunningham, our guest on The Voice of America. And how many guitars do you have in your house? In your room?
Way too many. That's
Way
all I
too
can
many.
say.
I see behind you on the sofa, there's a whole bunch there, and you got them all over. I guess that's the life of a musician.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it's kind of just fact that you just can't have too many guitars.
Can't avoid your guitars, right?
I'm abiding by it. So
Well, we love talking to you, love your music, and again, the new EP is called Wednesday. It's out November 6th, and there's another album coming out in 2021, and I'm hopeful that the tours will start so that we can get you on the road. And the next time you're in Washington, D.C. for a show, promise that you'll come into our studios and join us live in studio.
I promise, here and now. I promise.
Thank you very much. We got it on record. So thank you so much, Madison Cunningham, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Larry.
A pleasure. Madison Cunningham, our guest, and you have been watching Border Crossings. I want to say hello to our Indonesia TV affiliate, our newest television affiliate, RTVI in Indonesia, and also I want to say hello to Ahadu Television in Ethiopia. Thank you for watching. This is Border Crossings.